investment in your hair is an
Welcome back to Mayday Hour 2. We got a lot more show for you coming up in the second hour. Thank you everyone for being here, chilling, hanging out. Trevor May Baseball people, welcome in. Lots of videos coming to you live. Anyone who watched the recent video on DFA, the mic has been fixed. I don't know if you can tell, but the mic has been fixed. I apologize once again for the deep fried mic, okay? A Don Shoddy 3-month sub. Guys, all of the Twitch subs, thank you so much for your continued support of the channel, even though I don't play Minecraft or Fortnite anymore, but I really do appreciate it. Trust me, I want to. I wish I could. But I can't. Kate won't let me. So far, the things we have set up for you, ready to go in the show, we're going to do a deep dive on, in my opinion, the front runner for this year's MVP so far. I know, hot take. We have all-star ballots are out. We're going to fill out one as a family. And we got some really great stuff from the internet and quite the fact of the week, dude. Some crazy facts happening. Just want you guys to know, yes, I know Mr. Roman Anthony was called up to the big leagues. And yes, I know he is batting fifth today. And we're all very excited. So let's get ready to go. All right, guys, if you could guess, who do you think our breakdown is today? Who do you think it is? Who are we talking about in our breakdown? I hope you're excited because I am. I've never been more excited. Sorry, I got my phone in my pocket. I love the second hour. It's way more chill. Hey, Ball U Houston, you're not a Detroit Tigers fan, are you? Can't tell. Arson Judge? I mean, that would be a little bit too on the nose. It's actually Cal Raleigh. I'm just kidding. I mean, I don't know. But he's in the running, right? Big dumper. Big dumping on, frankly, everybody, 26 times. We're going to do a little breakdown of him, but we're going to do this in a more fun way. We're going to talk a little bit more about what he does so well, but we're going to do it in real time. I didn't prepare a bunch of stuff for you because honestly, every single time I do that, I feel like we leave stuff out, and I don't want to leave anything out. So I'm going to throw up YouTube chat. We want to get you in this group. We want to hear what you're saying. We want you to be part of the conversation. But I will be pulling up a full screen here, or at least a big screen of Cal Raleigh's stats, and we're going to talk a little bit about him. Let's talk a little bit about Cal Raleigh. I'm debating, should we just pull up the nastiest pitches look? I think we're going to do that. We're going to pull up the nastiest pitches look. Unfortunately, though, the stinger's going to start, so don't get excited because we do nasty pitches every other week. So we're not doing it this week, but it's going to play either way because I know you guys like it.
Nastiest pitches of the week.
We're not doing nastiest pitches, but we are doing Cal Raleigh breakdown. And I want to talk a little bit about what makes this guy so good and why I think he might be, or could be, anyway, this year's AL MVP in an AL with Jose Ramirez and Aaron Judge. Aaron Judge is hitting 390, and Jose Ramirez is doing everything well, like he always does, but even better than he usually does. We're not talking about those two guys, though. We're going to talk about a catcher. A catcher who is on pace to not only break the record set by Salvi Perez of 48 of home runs in a season, but break the AL record for home runs hit in a season that was set by Aaron Judge. That would be insane as a catcher. That would be crazy, but that's not the only thing that he has going. I don't know if you noticed, he's got 7 stolen bases here right by my head. That is more than Aaron Judge. Now, the batting average isn't close. He's at 120 points below, but OPS over 1,000 as a catcher, that's pretty crazy too. And look at all this red. That's nuts as well, even though there is a lot of swing and miss there. He is an offensive catcher, but he's also a great defensive catcher. And there's some great defensive metrics out there as well. So let's just go through some statistics and see what we feel like. See how we're feeling about this thing. What is on my screen right here? That is weird. Anyone see this little thingy here in the middle? Odd. I don't know what that is. Squared up is surprisingly low. I agree with that, but that's a misleading stat as well. So let's talk a little bit about what's going on here. We have xwOBA, 96th percentile, pretty good. Barrel percent, 99%. It's so funny, barrel percent's 99th, squared up is 5, right? So barrel is everything over 95 miles an hour. So basically, guys who are just strong as hell tend to hit the ball hard, okay? So he's just really strong. So he doesn't need to square it up to get a barrel. The squared up is the perfect trajectory to be a homer, and he gets under them a lot. So he hits them higher. Basically, he gets higher trajectories on the balls he's hitting, but he's so strong with the barrels that he's able to hit as many home runs as he has without having the squared up statistics. So that's what's going on there. Chase, he's about league average, but he tends to swing and miss and he tends to strike out. That's what's going to happen when you hit that many home runs. Aaron Judge also tends to swing and miss and also tends to strike out. It's just how often do they do it and how many different spots in the zone are there for getting them to do it. And there's not a lot. There's a couple spots for each guy. You got to pepper that spot to not give up a home run. And if you miss, they're going to hit it. And that's what him and Aaron Judge are both doing so well. He's also pretty clutch. There is some statistics we can look up in a moment talking about how clutch he is. But he has been just really, 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 really good. Before we go over to Fangraphs, because there's other stuff I want to look at over there, I want to show you a little bit of this catching stats, okay? So, historically, in his ability to prevent runs, he was really good in 2024. Not as good this year, but the interesting thing about this is we can go look at the leaderboards, I believe, somewhere. Usually it pops up. There's pop time leaderboards. I don't know why this leaderboard hasn't popped up. Interesting. But he's been really good. Maybe I can get it from here. Pop time leaderboard. So this is pop time. Endy Rodriguez is number 1. I did not see that coming. But for the most part, he's up there. Even though he's not really up there here. This isn't really, where is he? Did I pass him? Oh, this is awkward. The hell is he? Doesn't he have a 1.9? I saw that right? Bro, where is he? I didn't even see him on there. Anyway, we're going back. This is not great. Oh, this is what I wanted. Catcher framing stats. Okay, this is the leaderboard I want to look at, okay? So, one thing we want to notice about Kyle Raleigh, and there's some things that are a little bit weird here, okay? Let's talk a little bit about this strike rate, okay? The strike rate for everyone has gone down. So it's down to 44% this year. Strike rate across the league has gone down, which is hilarious because I feel like everybody's like, are the umpires out of control? Are the umpires ruining everything? Are they out of control? No, they're not. Actually, they've called less strikes than ever. He was 42 in pop time, so pop time's not his thing, okay? But receiving is his thing. So this is the interesting one for me. This is the top part of the zone, catching along this is called the top rail, okay? As he catches across the top rail, he's been grabbing more than 50% of the strikes up here. And then this year it's 43, which tells me top rail is not getting called quite as much as it used to. You can't really tell that by one guy, but I'll show you the leaderboard in a second. So historically, he's been red in grabbing strikes along the whole top rail every single year. Most of the time, he's great at grabbing strikes everywhere but down. But the problem with down is, for big guys, it's tough not to drop your glove when you go down. So it's tough to come up on baseballs when you're big, okay? Joe Mauer also struggled with that. Shea Langoliers is a pretty good big guy. He tends to drop his glove from times. So grabbing the bottom of the zone is not as easy for those guys. stealing strikes there. But he's pretty good on the sides and very good at the top, which when you have a whole strike, when your entire staff lives at the top of the zone, you're going to get all kinds of strikes called. So he's been good. But let's look at this framing leaderboard because I think it's really interesting. So you're going to notice something. Strike rate. I see 1, 2, 3. 3 guys in the red. 3. Out of everyone. Now, you may think that is something to do with the shrinking strike zone from the CBA changing with the umpires, and you would be correct. That is exactly what's happening. Just for reference, check this out. This is crazy. Let me put up 2024 here, and then update. Lot more red there. Lot more red. So things are changing, and it's hard to take a lot of this stuff at face value. As Cal Raleigh was one of the best receivers with a 13 runs, obviously behind Patrick Bailey. Patrick Bailey is number one and has been number one for the last couple of years, but Cal Raleigh was there. Now that the top of the zone strike has been diminished, Cal Raleigh has dropped down to 10 on that list, I believe. I believe he's 10 this year. So let's go look. So I'm taking this with a grain of salt because he's still a very good receiver and calls a really good game. But yes, he's 9. He's 9 overall because the strike rate has dropped down because the high strike has been taken away from him, which was his bread and butter. So, still a great receiver, even though the stats and the runs say that he has gone down a little bit. I think it's just the changes in strike zones, the changes in the strike zone that have changed how he is being evaluated in those stats. So, still a great defensive catcher. Also, great at calling a game. He's got one of the best rotations, and he's got some good bullpen guys, but he is far and away one of the top 5 guys at calling a game and knowing his pitchers. So we haven't even talked about offense yet. But you add those two things together, your value just skyrockets. He's a great defensive catcher. Okay, but let's talk about offense because I know that's what everyone wants to talk about. He's got more stolen bases than Aaron Judge. He doesn't really compete in the triple slash yet, but 240, 272, 655, 103.5 for a catcher. This would be it will be. He's on pace for the greatest greatest offensive season out of a catcher of all time. So now, if you break a bunch of records as an offensive catcher, you deserve to win the MVP, in my opinion. Yes, Aaron Judge is amazing, but Aaron Judge is no longer playing center field. He is a below-average outfielder, great arm, but below-average outfielder in general, and doesn't run. So he has, for all intents and purposes, 2 tools, power and contact. Those are the 2 things he has, but you add in the catcher, that just adds much more value. So he's hitting the ball hard. He has one of the best bat speeds in the game, and he is producing. I believe of his 26 home runs, which is the lead, of his 26 home runs, 22 of them are multi. So he's only hit 4 solo shots, which is crazy. Piazza maybe has him beat. Oh, aggregately for his career? Absolutely. For one season, if he goes at this rate, so if we end the year at this rate, he's going to hit 65 home runs. Sorry, but no. So I think if he finishes the year in this way, I think he is our number one, our MVP. I just do. I think it's great. Let's look up 1997 Piazza. Let's make a comparison here. Okay, Piazza baseball reference. Mike Piazza. Let's look at 1997 Mike Piazza. Okay, I hear you, dude. He was incredible. He hit 308 for his career. That's insane. That's insane. He's the greatest hitting catcher of all time. 97, 40 home runs, 124 RBIs, 185 OPS plus. Okay, yeah, it's close. He hit 362? Okay, you're right. I take it back. That is incredible. That is incredible. Though, 25 more home runs is like but we're operating under the premise that Cal Raleigh breaks the home run record. Like, who knows? But that is pretty great. That's pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty. 8.7 WAR. Yeah. God damn, Mike Piazza was good. Holy shit. He made the All-Star team 10 of 11 years. God damn, he was so good. Holy moly. 60. Yeah, I forgot how good Mike Piazza was. Holy hell. That's insane. That's what I'm saying. Chris, hey, I take it back, dude. You're right. It is close. It is close. So I want to look at Cal Raleigh on Fangraphs because they have some interesting things as well, right? I spelled his name right? I did. Let's look at some advanced stats out of this guy. I might need to zoom in here. How do I zoom in again? There we go. Cool, we got ads fucking everywhere. Holy moly. All right. All right, what did I want? I want defense. Oh, I'm on offense right now, aren't I? I don't want batting. I want fielding. Hey, can you bring up fielding? Okay. DRS not here. There's DPS. Anyway, it's pretty solid. Advanced stats, that's what I want. So he's sitting on a BABIP of 280. That's not too high. So I'm trying to see if this is a flash in the pan, right? This is sustainable. Like, that's below average. That's actually crazy, frankly, that it's that low. 27% strikeout rate. His walk rate is the highest it's ever been. That's good. I do think this is sustainable, obviously, if he's healthy. His exit velo is the highest it's ever been. He's got more barrels than he's ever had. I don't know if this is sustainable, but he's usually pretty good. This is pretty high, too. But again, BABIP is not too high, so he's not getting lucky. And his xWOBA is about as high as it is as high as it's ever been by a lot. Again, peripheral stats are lining up what's happening on the field. That's a big deal. I do have a Fangraphs subscription. I just use 18 different browsers for different reasons, and I got to log in everywhere. And then it's going to be like, you want to use your pass key? And I'll be like, no, for the 5,000th time, I don't want to use my pass key. My pass key, just let me put my in, okay? Win probability added, 3.09. His career is 3.48. That's nuts. Anyone who doesn't know what WPA is, it's pretty crazy. It's win probability added based on he comes up in clutch situations. This is basically talking about how clutch he is. Leverage index, he's always coming up in big spots, and he's successful in big spots. But unfortunately, his clutch is going to be negative 0.3 because strikeouts kill you. So if you strike out with a guy in second and third, that tanks your clutch, and guys who strike out regularly tend to get that dropped. So does Fangraphs have a trade simulator? I have no idea. But hey, this is, Saris's favorite thing, so I like to go check it out. But unfortunately, I can't avoid all these ads, so I am going to get out of here. That's Cal Raleigh, guys. What do you guys think of Cal? Do you think he has the opportunity to win this thing? I do. I think the things he just does so many things well, and I think he leads his team. I think Julio Rodriguez should just take a back seat for a minute and be the back, be the second best player on his team. I think Judge gets the MVP if he gets 50 homers and keeps his average above 360. Combination of homer numbers, insane average, I think gives him a slight edge over Big Dumper. Yeah, no, 50 homers. Unfortunately, Aaron would have to miss some games, I think, to not win it. But I like to think big, and I like it when things that don't usually happen. So I like it when new things happen, and we don't just get the same things over and over again. So let's go in deep on Cal Raleigh. I didn't know I was going to have that many ads on that stupid thing. I hope you guys have your own opinions on this, and yeah. Oh, I just realized that is green screen stuff happening over there in the background. That's kind of annoying, but it is what it is. Something should be added for playing half his games in Seattle. 1,000%. Okay, let's move forward in a moment. I do believe we have a question from the Discord, from the chat. Yes. This was an interesting one. This came into the Discord. Do you have to pay for your signed gear or for your issued gear, uniform, hat, etc.? That's a very good question. Thank you for asking it. If you guys ever want to ask questions, the Discord is the place to do it, and I'm always checking that. No. So the things we don't pay for are undershirts, our jerseys, because the only thing we own about our jerseys is the name on the back of it. They own the jersey itself, your number, everything. But your name, if your name is on the back of a jersey, it's yours. If you're a Yankee, you own nothing about that. There's nothing that is yours, even though you are wearing it, all right? Your hats, you don't have to pay for hats. Like, basically everything that is issued that is a team uniform related is free. And for the most part, like undershirts and special shirts and stuff, anything extra you need, arm guards, whatever, that they comp you, unless you're just taking astronomical numbers of them. But in the major leagues, pretty much everything is free. And honestly, for the most part, in the minor leagues, everything is free, for the most part. You don't really have to pay for things, but sometimes you have to wait and you have to order things in the minor leagues. So to answer your question, no, you don't have to pay for issued gear. You do have to pay for anything additional that you want, which is interesting. Free spider tack. What year is it, bro? It's not 2021 anymore. Move on. But yes, you have to buy your own spider tack. I know that for sure. All right. You guys want to fill out an all-star ballot? Because I do. Let's do something fun for once here on the stream. I want to see what your guys' takes are. I need you guys to participate here. So let's fill out an all-star ballot. A Pro Spirit All-Star Ballot 2025. Who is going to be on this year's All-Star team? Let's switch this thing up. Let's do this, and then let's get rid of that. All right, here's your All-Star ballots, and let's see what we think is going to happen. I'm going to zoom in here again. Wait, how do I do this? Oh, there we go. There we go. All right, so first base. First up, first base, each side of the league. This one's easy. Pete Alonso. Pete Alonso is 100% my NL first baseman. He is effing raking. He is raking. Roman Anthony starting in Boston. Yes, he's batting fifth. We covered it. Thank you so much, though. Let's look at the other side, though. This is an interesting side. I'm going to be honest. I'm leaning towards Jonathan Aranda because, first of all, Tampa needs somebody to represent them. But he might need to be number two. I don't know. He's having a better year than Vlad. Vlad is good, but Vlad has started pretty slow and hasn't really picked it up. It's not going to be Ryan Mountcastle. I'll say, dude, Torque maybe. That's interesting. So for me, it's between Spencer Torkelson and Jonathan Aranda. How are we feeling? You can filter by OPS. Ooh, yeah, we're going to filter by OPS. Especially for first baseman. Ooh, Goldie's up there too. Ooh. I think Aranda's got everything, man. Where do you go with Jonathan Aranda there? And that's what we're gonna stick with. But I think Torque's gonna get it as well. It's between him and Goldie for the backups. I think they have a great chance. I do think they're both gonna get in. But it is what it is. All right, we're moving on to second base. Willie Castro. Willie Castro is the highest OPS for second baseman? What? That's nuts, fam. It's absolutely nuts. Goldie, I think Goldie's right there as well. The problem is Goldie isn't playing as much, especially he is playing a lot, but like, I don't know. I feel like he's been pinch hitting a little bit more. It just depends on how many other Yankees get in. I think at the end of the day, I think it's going to be a numbers game. But does he deserve it from a stat standpoint? Absolutely. Okay. All right, let's keep going here. Second base. I don't know, man. What do we think? Daniel Schneemann? I know Glaber's doing great and his team's really good, but Ketel Marte is definitely going to be my Ketel Marte is definitely my National League. He, honestly, I think he's underrated constantly, and it's pretty impressive. Then we got, this is tough, man. Oh, it's tough. What are we thinking? Ooh. I'll give it to Glaber. Let's go Glaber. F it. Third baseman. Hey, if Bregman was healthy, he would make a run, but this is Jose Ramirez. And third base, Manny Machado's hitting 320. Eugenio Suarez got the homers going, but I genuinely think Manny is, this one's pretty easy. These guys are pretty good. I think Manny and Jose, I'm feeling pretty good about that. How are we feeling in the chat here? Pretty good. When it comes to second base or shortstop, yeah, if we don't have Jacob Wilson in this, I don't know how you give it to Jeremy Pena. I mean, he's been good. This is great. Over Bobby Witt? Yeah, maybe. He's better. He's having a better season. He's hitting 372 and he's walked like once. Yeah, he's hitting 372 with a 936 OPS. Bobby Witt will get in though. But I'm giving it to Jacob Wilson, bro. And we'll see what happens with Francisco, because I think at the end of the day, Francisco with the toe issue, I think he'll get in. I don't think he'll go. I don't think he'll play. I don't think Francisco's going to play, but I think that he deserves it. So that gets me to another place, like maybe I want to vote somewhere else. Yeah, Bobby Witt was one of my MVPs last year, and I think that's still on the table. Something tells me Ellie De La Cruz is just going to be shoot in here. But like, I got to remember, some of these guys are just going to get in because they have to represent their team. And I think CJ Abrams is going to get in for his team. Bryce Wilson's just not a good defensive shortstop, respectively. True. And not as great. So I'm going to go, you know what? I think Lindor's going to get in. So I'm going to vote for somebody that I want to also get in. Ooh, okay, Wig Zone just changed my mind. Francisco's never got played as a Met, so he's in. Cal Raleigh, boom. I understand all the other guys are good. No one's close. This is interesting, though, on the other side. Will Smith's hitting 322 again. Jesus Christ. Hunter Goodman. I think Hunter Goodman's going to end up going for the Rockies. I think it's either him or it's Jake Bird going to make it. But he's been really good. But I'm tempted to go with Carson Kelly because he's been huge for the Cubs. Bird, not Bard. Yeah, that's what I said. Bird. Jake Bird. Did I say Daniel? No, I said Jake Bird. I'm giving it to Carson Kelly. I like it. No. I'm not voting for Ronald Acuna Jr., who has 4 home runs and 7 RBIs. Yes, he's good. But no. Select 3 players per league. This for me, I'm going to go with these guys first. Corbin Carroll, Kyle Tucker. Oh my God, James Wood. What are we doing here? Oh, PCA though. This is hard. It just got really hard. This is going to be interesting because there's so many good outfielders in the NL. But James Wood's been so good, dude. Pete Stroh's got more. Dude, no. This is PCA. Do I go Wood over Corbin Carroll? F it. We're going with the Young Bucks. Let's get it, bro. I love that. Yeah. Yes. All right. Let's go the other side. Ooh, Ramon, dude. I like that. Arson Judge is in. That's obvious. Grisham has fallen off a cliff. I think I'm going to go with Riley Green. Dude, Carpenter's raking too. Dude, what the? I think Quan is going to go. Seiya's good too. Oh, is he? Where? I mean, I don't see Seiya in here, bro. Tatis's fallen too a little bit. Dude, there's so many good. That's crazy. Where is Taylor Ward? He's hitting 212, man. Like, yeah. So I got these two. Who's the last one? Do I go Sodi? I'm interested between Tyler and Butler. Sodi's got 44 RBIs. God, am I just gonna be biased here? No, but I went Riley Green already. I'm not gonna vote for two of them. F it. Sodi, dude, you're in, bro. Congratulations. Big fan, dude. I'm so proud of you. I'm proud. Proud of you. Proud of you. Oof. This is a Rafi. I mean, Ryan O'Hearn, dude. Can we talk a little bit about how Ryan O'Hearn has been very, very, very good with the Orioles? Like, he's been really good. He's been really good. He's been really good. Like, that's a really good year. But it is, dude, Devers has been raking. Sorry, Rook. Rook's quietly having another good year. Yeah, and then it falls off a little bit. Yeah, so I like that. Rafi Devers, and then, oh my God, can I even vote against Shohei Ohtani? Oh my God, look at Schwarbs. I can't. It's impossible. It's impossible. Okay, there's the position players. Let's review the picks. First base. Wait, where's the pitchers? Oh, we don't have pitchers yet. Do we? Is there no pitching for pitchers? They select. What the hell am I doing here? We don't vote on pitchers? Blasphemy. Well, here it is. Here's my final position players. Aranda, Torres, Ramirez, Wilson, Judge, Soderstrom, Green, Raleigh, Devers, and Alonso, Marte, Machado, Lindor, Carroll, Wood, Crow, Armstrong, Kelly, and Ohtani. I'm okay with this. I think that there's going to be, I mean, obviously there's some more like, if I could do honorable mentions or if I could do bench players and stuff, I think there's some guys that are deserving that will get in, and there will be some balancing for you needing to get a player. But I love throwing Soderstrom in here. Is this probably a hot take? Absolutely, it 100% is, right? It will be Jacob Wilson if it's anybody, but just because it's the A's. But I mean, him and Butler. I mean, they've raked. What pitchers would you take? Let's just quickly hit pitchers then. Let's hit pitchers while we're here, okay? The starting five. I mean, I don't know. Without the stats in front of me, I would have to say, well, we're going to talk about Carlos Rodon, Max Fried, Bubic, on the AL side. We're talking about AL for now. Probably DeGrom. I would say DeGrom's. Tarek Skubal, 1,000% Skubal. Those big four. Eovaldi. So those are my 5 like shoe-ins. I'd say DeGrom probably gets one. He's thrown really well, though he's not as dominant that he's been in the past. He's still really good. Who's starting? Oof. Skubal. It's either Skubal or Eovaldi on that side. Eovaldi's been so good this year. It's actually pretty crazy. And then I'd say I would actually throw out probably Hunter Brown will also make it. I will say Brian Rue will probably also make it. Joe Ryan will probably make it because they usually take 7 or 8 starting pitchers. And then closers, relievers, Andres Munoz, I haven't seen the other guys as much, honestly. Relievers on the NL. Let's talk about NL starters. Okay, we got Zach Wheeler. He's definitely in. He's thrown really well. Paul Skeens is going to start the game probably. Hader might make it. Maybe. Sale probably sneak in. And then we got, Yamamoto on the other side. We'll go Yamamoto. We'll go Senga. We'll go Skeens. We'll go, Sale could sneak in. Senga might start. Might. They both have ones, though. You know how this works, guys. Skeens is the marketable guy. He's going to start if it's anywhere close. I know Griffin Jackson's been really good, but like there's going to be 2 non-closers in the whole game. So, is Cal the catcher you can't see? Yes, he is. And choosing Torres instead of Kerry Carpenter. So, like, what do you mean instead of Kerry Carpenter? Torres is a second baseman. They're different positions. You can't say things like that. Kerry Carpenter's an outfielder / DH / platoon hitter. He's a great hitter. Like, I'd probably take Kerry Carpenter over Soderstrom, but then we're sitting with 2 Tigers. So Will Vest has been very good. He can make it. But again, when your team's really good, the closer tends to not get in, which stinks. I would take Jackson Holiday as a backup. So all of those pitchers should make it, and I'm sure there's guys I am forgetting, but of course, we don't get a vote on them. All right, let's get into Internet Says because we got a lot to cover here in the rest of our show. All right, that was the All-Star ballot. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. We're going to do a YouTube video for that too. All right. Some pretty fun stuff's happened on the internet lately. Let's talk a little bit about that. Dom Smith's back in the big leagues after Lamont Wade was DFA'd by the Giants. Perfect time to remember he's back in the major leagues. And it's perfect time to remember one of the greatest deleted tweets of all time. Oh my God, dude. What is happening? What is going on in the background right now? Dude, turn off. God damn it. All right. Is this tweet? Anyone who loves BDSM, Big Dom Smith moments, is our friend without introduction. This post has been deleted. Now, anyone who knows what BDSM is, anyway, I love Dom Smith. He's the one who ruined my curveball. So, he's my guy. He's my guy. It's been deleted. Don't worry, guys. It's been deleted. So, moving on. Also on the internet. Oh, we got another. Dude, who put this together? We got another question from the chat. Trev, I've always wanted to know about the process of living arrangements made in the newly acquired players during the season. I can always imagine a player getting his own temporary apartment provided by the employer, like in Better Call Saul, LOL. So, the more you know, that is actually kind of how it happens. So, when a guy leaves, when a guy is traded, for example, or sent out and another person takes over their spot on a major league team. When the guy leaving usually gives his keys to the team. They give them to the traveling secretary and they say, hey, great. So if you're traded, that team is now on the hook for paying they're on the hook for paying your rent, which is a great little thing put in the CBA. But if you come in, the best thing they try to do is hand you the keys, then you take over the rent. So they try to switch the lease, they sublate it out to the new guy. So that's usually what happens. The team helps you get a place to live, and you also get a hotel room comped. If they can't find you a place to live, if they don't have any apartments available in that way, then they pay for your hotel room for the entire. I think they pay for 10 days. You get 7 and 7 means 7 days, 7 nights. 7 days of per diem, 7 nights of hotel when you're called up. I believe you get 10 days paid for if you're traded to the team and they hook you up with the hotel room and then you have to pay for it for the rest of the time. So that's usually how this works, but you're right. It is like Better Call Saul. They'll just transfer the apartment from the guy before to the new guy. That actually happened to me when I was called back up in 2018. Somebody was I think DFA'd. And then I got their apartment, which sucked. It was a terrible apartment in a terrible location, and I had a lot of problems with it. But Sam Kinney, what's wrong with Spencer Strider this year? We talked in depth about that in our segment on Tommy John surgery. So rewind back in the Twitch stream if you're here, and you can watch it there. It's really interesting. It's really interesting. A lot of the stuff we talked about there. So that was the answer to that question. Moving on. This is a picture of lights. So one interesting thing that has happened to me lately is I've been getting recommended content, high school baseball content from the state of Washington because that's where I live. The Puyallup team was a high-ranked team in the league, or in the country, and they had two brothers who are very highly rated. One kid's probably going to be a first rounder. He's going to Oregon State. But recently, in the state semifinals, Puyallup was undefeated going into this. State semifinals, they were down 8-0 after 4 innings. The lights at Parker Fowler Field in Yakima started going out as the sun was setting. So these lights started to flicker. Weird. Now, if you remember, we saw this University of Washington lights went out. And they're like, oh, we got to postpone the game, because they were playing an NAIA team that was going to, if they lost the game, ruin their chances of making the playoffs. This team was down 8-0. The lights started to go out, and they suspended the game. Like, we'll play this in the morning. Puyallup, like I said, was trying to keep their hopes alive. Maybe it was an overnight icing situation, but they ended up losing the game 9-3 or 8-1 anyways. Though they did score a run on when they continued it. Lake Washington went on to go to the state championship and then went on to win the Washington State Championship. But what do you think? Do you think this was on purpose? Do you think that there was some sabotage going on to try to keep Puyallup in the game? Or is it just a freak accident? Or is there something nefarious going on in the state of Washington? I don't know. But we just thought it was interesting. And that's a piece of information you just simply aren't going to get anywhere else. All right? All right. Now we have our final piece from the internet. I need your guys' feedback here. This is important, okay? 2 very, very clutch things have happened in 2 major sports finals or World Series, and I want you to help me decide which one of these things is more electric. First up, we have Tyrese Halliburton coming up, driving to the right, takes a shot at the buzzer and drains it to take the lead to win the first game of the NBA Finals for the Indiana Pacers. You add this to the choke where he tied the game up against the Knicks, taking it to overtime and eventually taking the W. Very impressive. But then we have Freddie Freeman basically walking on one leg with no Grand Slam. So the question is, who's more electric? Tyrese Two-Voice Halliburton? Or Freddie Freeman living a dream he had his entire life? It's hard to tell. But we're a baseball channel, so are we going to get a little bit biased here? Absolutely we are. I give it to Freddie. Fredward. Freddie Freeman Hitting a grand slam is way harder than a contested jump shot. Boom! Get dunked on. Tyrese. Though, you guys all know that, right? Everyone knows about Tyrese Halliburton's two different voices, correct? We're all aware of that he has two voices. So when he's giving interviews, his voice just randomly changes from low to high. Like the baritone leaves. It sounds like his voice, or it sounds like his microphone is messed up. But it's crazy. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. It's one of the weirdest things I've ever seen. So he has that going for him too. And he's also he's kind of like a nerdy. I like Tyrese Halliburton a lot. I like it. I love the way he is, but he's not an arrogant dude. He's just really good. But he swaps in and out. Weird thing. You should go look that up. Weird. It is odd. It is odd. All right. Let me know. Let me know what you think. Same with Cat. Cat does that too? Interesting. Interesting. Okay. So, speaking of interesting, we're going to go, isn't that interesting? Then I'm going to answer your questions here. Isn't that interesting? This week, our crazy fact of the week, we're going to do the 7 degrees of Kevin Bacon situation. We're going to go from Sammy Sosa to Taylor Swift. What does Sammy Sosa and Taylor Swift have in common? I'll give you a hint. It's not her boyfriend. It is not Travis Kelce. So, this year's crazy fact of the week. Sammy Sosa, pictured here on the left, has the most home runs within 5 consecutive seasons in history, with 292 from 1998 to 2002. In those 5 seasons, Sosa never was the league leader for slugging percentage. At no point in those 5 seasons did he lead the league in slugging. Additionally, in 3 of those years, he hit 60-plus home runs and didn't lead the National League in any of those years. You may remember, 2 of them were Mark McGwire, 1 of them was Barry Bonds. Get destroyed, Sammy Sosa. Also, Sammy Sosa also has another very interesting record. He has the record for most home runs hit in a single month in 20. He shares that record with one other person that did it in the minor leagues in 26 games in 2012. Darren Ruff, yes, we're talking about Darren Ruff again, hit 20 home runs in August. I was there. It was incredible. Tying Sammy Sosa. Where did he do it? Reading, Pennsylvania. Where's Reading, Pennsylvania, you ask? Right next to Wyomissing, Pennsylvania, which just so happens to be the hometown of Taylor Swift. Mission accomplished. You're welcome. That is one nutty fact, and I bet you didn't know it. You might have known it. I don't know if you knew it. You might have known it. So, isn't that interesting? Everyone nod. Thank you so much. Little fun fact about that: I will be seeing Darren Ruff in Reading this week, Thursday. Darren, myself, and our manager, Dusty Wathen, will all be inducted into the Reading Phillies Hall of Fame on a game in 3 days. So I will see there. Did I play in Reading? Yes, I did. Isn't that pretty cool? I'll see you at the game, anyone who's around. So, there you go. All right, let's answer some questions. Hit me with your questions, guys, in the chat. We got 10 more minutes ish left in the stream, and then I will be getting out of here, because guess what? My voice is starting to go. Why is the video still up? All right. Turn that off. Okay. Get out of here. Trevor only. We're here. All right. Put that up again, please. I missed it. I want to see that. Hey, Trevor, how come we hear about so many pitchers from the early days of baseball who pitched so many innings before Tommy John even existed? Was it different throwing techniques? No, they just didn't throw as hard as they could. They didn't throw. No one threw 90. So basically, pitching wasn't about throwing as hard as you can. That's when it changed. Also, a lot of guys needed Tommy John and blew out. They just disappeared. So there's a lot of guys that literally just Literally just didn't come back the next year and was like, where'd he go? Oh, well, and they moved on. So we just don't know about those guys. We just don't know about those guys. Oof, why am I so gassy today? So that's mostly what's going on. Okay, tell me if I'm nuts. Strider's making $20 million a year through 2028 and then 22 club option 29. Do the Braves explore a trade? No. Don't panic because you see 95s right now. He's only made 5 starts since he got. Don't panic about the Tommy John. He's going to be okay. I understand you're panicking about your team in general because you're not playing very well, but he is not going to be the savior this year, probably. Give him some time. Give him like 6 to 8 more weeks. He's going to get slightly better. You're going to see 95, 95, 96, 96, 97. It's just going to come back a little bit. He just needs a little bit of time. He's been kicking off the rust. He had a little bit of a setback. Give him a minute. Just, you can't rush this because it'll bother him forever. This happens to everybody in some way, shape, or form coming off Tommy John, especially when they rush it, which he did. He went quick. But it is his second one, even though it was an internal brace. So it was his second one. There might be some diminishing stuff. But I'm just looking at him. It looks like everything's a little out of whack. So I'm not worried about it. I don't get why catchers are bad hitters. Who sees more pitches than a catcher? It's not about skill. It's about fatigue. It's literally about fatigue. Bad hitting catchers is about fatigue. And battling fatigue is very hard to do to the point where guys are like, even if I want to try my hardest to be a good catch or a good hitter, I might just be below average anyways. So I might as well focus that energy on being the best defensive catcher I can be. It just comes down to catching. It takes so much out of you. Like, you're sitting in a crouch position for 2.5 hours every night. It's awful. So that's what it comes down to. That's a great question. Thanks for asking it. I'm starting Yuri Perez tonight in my fantasy league. Should I be worried? It's a gamble. Anytime you start someone that doesn't have a bunch of previous information, like a bunch of previous body of work from this season, it's a gamble. But I don't think you should be worried because it's fantasy. But yeah, you're taking a chance. It's definitely a chance. It was a choice. Is Jacob a lock at Rookie of the Year right now? It's pretty tough. It'd be tough to beat. I mean, he's got over 900 OPS. Like, it's not like he's just punching Judy. He's raking. So I would say, yeah, he's leading at least. He's leading. Do you think Edwin Diaz can make the All-Star team? Yeah, I think he could. It just depends on how many Mets get in. Again, when you are on one of the best teams in the league, you're going to have 3, 4, 5 players in the All-Star game. Unless you are elite and it's obvious that you're one of the leaders in statistics, it's hard to make it. But he is a closer, which makes it more likely. It's just there's like 3 or 4 relievers on every All-Star team. They just don't care about relievers. So it's really hard to make it. Your best chance of being a closer is being on a bad team, frankly. So, that was a good one. How excited should I be that Roman Anthony's called it directly after the Sox take the series from the Yankees? I mean, it's a good time to be a fan, man. I'm excited to see what he does. I actually didn't see what the move was for him, so anyone knows, that'd be helpful. So, yeah. Are you making it to a game in Sacramento this year? No, too hot. Williard to the IL? Damn, that sucks. Favorite ballpark on an off night when you played? On an off night, what do you mean? Oh, you mean like when I wasn't pitching? Oh, favorite park when I wasn't pitching. Truist was nice. Basically, anywhere that had a little indoor air conditioned area. Truist, I like Truist. I like Yankee Stadium for those reasons. If I was down, yeah. Who runs my stream in the background? Do I know you? Well, actually, no one runs it. I run it. Oh, who's doing the questions? Oh, yeah, DK? DK gets raised. Why do the Dodgers' entire rotation get injured every year? That is a great question. I don't know. I don't know if it's a pitching lab thing or their whole optimization thing is what gets guys hurt, and it probably is. But also, I think they're just more open to guys going on the IL. Like if something's bothering them, they're just going on the IL, figure it out. But a lot of that's like for example, Tony Gonsolin. I'm a Tony Gonsolin fan, but my God, dude, the guy goes on the IL 3 times a year, every single year. Like at some point, you got to throw more than 70 innings. Like, you know, like I'm afraid that like he's going to go to another team and just no one's gonna like he's just going to kind of fall. I don't know. I want to see him step up because I like watching him pitch. So, what MLB player has the least aura? Luke Weaver? Really? That's a weird take. Depends on what you mean by aura. Some guys are just Luke Weaver's got a confident aura. It's people. I feel like no aura would be someone who seems bored. Does that track? Does that make sense? I don't know. I don't know who's the least aura. I'm trying to think who is boring. You know what? I'll throw it out here because he's my buddy and I know he'll take this in stride. It's Kyle Gibson. Kyle Gibson's got the least aura. Okay. He's a great pitcher, but no aura. Yeah. I mean, he is a little bit. Yeah. People who are just like. Some people are just a little like. Whatever. Right? Like, do you feel like Aaron Nola and Zach Wheeler have aura? Because they're just kind of stone-faced. Nothing bothers them. But is that lack of aura? I don't know. I'm an old person. But crazy dudes are fun. All right, Anthony Rendon. Guys, he's not even playing. Leave him alone. All right, guys, that completes our show for the day. I want to say thank you for everyone being here, hanging out. Thank you to my producers and writers. We have Henry Neiman. We got Caleb Bartholome. We have David Korn running the questions in the background. We appreciate you, all of you guys. Thank you to Emily Jude for making my whole life happen. Appreciate it. And everyone else that contributes here to the channel, I thank you as well. Guys, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to see you next Monday, but not the Monday after that. Stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe to the Substack. That is imtrevormay.com. Sign to the newsletter. I'm putting all kinds of stuff over on that. That's going to be our funnel for all other additional content outside of what I'm doing. I'm going to be doing more deep dives and do all kinds of stuff. It's going to make it easier. I'm going to be on planes a lot in the next 8-9 weeks. So bear with me. Please, I will communicate what those changes are as they go. But for now, as always, drink your water, watch your baseball, and I'll see you next time on the Mayday, a show about the show and the Trevor May Baseball Channel, the Foul Territory Network, and I'm Trevor May on Twitch. All right, have a good one, be safe, and I don't know, throw a smile out there, and enjoy the heat. Stay hydrated. All right, whatever. Bye.